Just Another Thursday Night, a Voltron fanfiction written for Planta U Week 2018. Comment, like, and subscribe for more fanfiction, or check me out on Tumblr and Archive of Our Own, links below. Every Thursday night was date night in the Holt McLean household, and what that meant changed from week to week. Phones were always turned to silent, work or school was left at the door, but sometimes it meant dinner out and a movie. Other weeks they stayed in for a movie or video games, or even sensual fun times. None of that was only for Thursday nights, but even when life was crazy, they always made sure to spend Thursday nights together and free from distraction. This Thursday night, though, was particularly special. It was their 5th anniversary, and the Thursday closest to Katie's upcoming birthday. Lance had begged her to let him plan everything and just go with the flow. She'd agreed, something a little more pressing on her mind. At first, she'd thought her period was just late, but then she'd started getting sick in the mornings after Lance left for work and before she left for class. She'd never thought about having kids before, but now that she was headed home from class on date night with a positive test in her pocket and Lance's child in her womb, she realized there was nothing in this world she wanted more. Until she opened the apartment door on the scene Lance had set for them. Their living room looked like the set of a rom-com. Sunflower petals were strewn across the floor and every other available surface. Dozens of candles were lit and arranged everywhere that Rover wouldn't disturb them. Lance was in their tiny kitchen, confidently moving between the stovetop and the cutting board. Katie loved watching him cook. It was so much more entertaining than cooking herself. The salad was tossed, steaks resting, and sides plated before he turned and saw her smiling softly in the doorway. "Oh, Pidge!" he flailed, nearly slipping on a stray flower petal. "You're home early." "Actually, I'm not. It's 6:30. My class held over." "Oh." Lance grinned sheepishly at her and scratched the back of his neck. "I guess that means I'm running behind." "That's all right," Katie said, walking into his embrace. She still couldn't reach his face on her tiptoes, so she used his very convenient blue tie to pull him to her level so she could kiss his cheek. He was flushed when she let go. "You're awfully dressed up. Should I go change?" "If you want to," Lance said, "but you don't need to. You'd still be gorgeous in a potato sack." Katie laughed as she headed towards the bedroom. "You know they don't make those out of burlap anymore, right?" she called over her shoulder. She left the door open while she changed so she could hear his ethereal laughter unmuffled by the faux wood. She selected a green sundress and a baggy cardigan with deep pockets for hiding Lance's anniversary surprise. Even with Lance in their own home, she felt better with her arms covered, and she wouldn't be able to wear half of her wardrobe for much longer. Might as well be cute now. Lance was setting the table when she emerged. They were using ceramic tonight, and that alone would have made this a special occasion. There were more sunflowers in a vase, and Lance had lit so many candles that Katie almost didn't realize he had turned off the overhead lights. "It's beautiful, baby," she said, smiling when she made Lance jump for the second time that evening. "Only the best for you." Lance pulled out a chair with a flourishing bow, making her giggle and easing her nerves. It was a good kind of nervous, but still. She sat and carefully laid out a napkin in her lap. When she looked up, she saw him coming back with 2 flutes and a sweating bottle of champagne. "I'm not 21 until Monday," Katie said quickly. "But it's a special occasion," Lance pouted. "And I didn't stop you last time." Katie thought for a moment she was going to have to spill the beans earlier than she'd planned, but then he returned to the kitchen and came back with 2 glasses of water. They talked about everything and nothing while they ate, and Katie was pleasantly surprised when Lance started some soft music and asked her to dance. They swayed in their living room while Rover watched them from the couch, tail thumping against the cushion. Katie sighed against Lance's chest, certain that nothing could make her happier in this moment. "Katerina Pidge Holt?" Lance asked, and Katie stopped swaying, heart in her throat. "Yeah?" "I love you with all my heart," he said softly, "and I love you more and more every day." I wanted to perform some grand romantic gesture, but I felt like this was more us, and us is exactly what I want to be for the rest of our lives. He stepped back just a little and got down on one knee, reaching in his pocket and pulling out a little velvet box. "Katie, will you marry me?" Lance showed her a round-cut diamond ring as he gazed into her eyes with all the love in the world, like she hung the moon in the sky and told the sun when to shine. He cleared his throat when Katie just stared at him with her mouth open like a fish, reminding her that he was waiting for an answer. Katie was normally a fairly reserved person when it came to her emotions, but she was crying big, fat tears when she said yes, fell to her knees, and threw her arms around Lance's neck. Lance rolled with it and hugged her, shedding a few tears of his own as he let his hands drift down to her waist. "Pidge?" "Hmm?" She was hiccuping now, but she was smiling when she pulled back to look at him. "What's that in your pocket?" "Oh, I have an anniversary surprise for you too," she said, pulling the pregnancy test from her pocket and shoving it unceremoniously under his nose. Surprise?" Lance went cross-eyed to look at it, and when he recognized the two parallel lines, his mouth fell open. Oh my God, are you? No way. Katie laughed. Lance, you're going to be a daddy. Oh my God, he breathed, reaching tenderly to caress her still flat abdomen. Hola, mija. Hey, Pidge? Yeah? Do you want to just go to the courthouse tomorrow? Lance, what's today's date? March 31st? And what does that make tomorrow? April 1st, which is April Fool's Day? Precisely. I can't think of a more perfect wedding date for the prankster king and queen. We were voted most mischievous in high school, remember? Katie laughed, but no one would take us seriously. But it won't be fair if we get married on Monday. That's your birthday. Katie rolled her eyes. You know what? You're right. April 1st sounds perfect, but maybe next year. I want you to have your perfect dream wedding. But let's call our parents before midnight, Oh, no need. They've been watching via Skype this whole time. Lance, what if I had jumped your bones instead of bursting into tears? Then our parents would have known how you got pregnant. Lance, I swear to God.